Evening, folks. My name's Alan. Welcome to the webinar about cash flow. You'll have to bear with me a little bit because this is the first one I've ever done. But I promise you a normal service will soon be resumed. There we go. Okay. Today's webinar is about the importance of good cash flow in your business and how to achieve it. Okay, I'll get straight on to slide number 2. Good cash flow is essential if you want a successful business. Cash flow problems arise where expenses outstrip income. It's a fairly obvious thing to say, really. So what kind of things or what kind of problems can you associate with poor cash flow? Well, an obvious one for me is paying the bills on time, the potential impact it can have on your credit rating, the amount of time that can be wasted, loss of a competitive edge, the need to take on additional loans, and of course, stress. Maybe you've experienced this yourself. If you have, we'll move on to the next slide. Paying the bills on time. If you can't get the money you're owed, it's difficult to pay your suppliers. Well, that goes without saying, really. The trouble is with not paying your suppliers on time, it can lead to other problems. The thing is, it doesn't have to be this way. There are solutions available to you, and we can talk about that a little bit later as we go. Credit rating. Well, not paying the bills on time can lead to problems with your credit rating, which can lead to other problems again. Do you want to protect that credit rating? I would say in most cases that people would, but that is obviously up to the individual business. Wasting time. Well, I don't know about you, but there never seems to be enough time in the day, for me anyway. Every available minute is precious, and the smaller the business, the more this is the case, I would suggest. Do you have the time to waste chasing last month's sales income? Would you like more free time? I'll be straight with you guys. I'm having a few technical difficulties here, but please feel free to pop any questions into the box if it's allowing that, because I cannot actually see what's going on from my end. But anyway, we will press on. Competitive edge. Poor cash flow erodes the competitive edge of your business. You can't take advantage of any available economies of scale, i.e. volume discounts, and in most cases you can't react as quickly to opportunities as they become available. Do you want to be strong enough to compete for your share of the business? Well, I would say that's what we're all in business for, to be fair. Loans. If a business is struggling with cash flow, taking out a loan may be considered. However, long-term fixed commitments, which will only add to the cash flow burdens. A flexible solution which provides quick access to cash themselves as the business activity ebbs and flows would be more suitable. Would you like your money paid into your bank when you issue an invoice? I would suggest that most people would like the sound of that one. Stress. I don't know about you, but I would feel quite stressed out if I was struggling to get money in that I was owed, especially after the effort that you have to put into winning sales. So struggling with cash flow can be very stressful and can affect physical and mental health, personal relationships, and your ability to concentrate. How would you like to remove the stress caused by poor cash flow and late payments? And on this slide, I've listed some causes of poor cash flow. And it's fair to say that most causes are probably within your own control, such as poor sales, overheads that are too high, one-off bills, not so much so, but the amount of money that you've invested in the business, you would know in advance the kind of sums involved, and to some degree that would have to be planned in or factored into what you are doing. Holding stock levels that are too high or obsolete stock, that could be another cause. Expanding too quickly, it could be that you're a victim of your own success and that you're doing very, very well on the sales front, but not quite so well on getting the money in. Cash withdrawals. You may well be taking a bit too much money out of the business. And of course, poor budgeting is in there. Now, you'll notice that I've left a little bit of a gap at the bottom for non or slow payment of sales invoices. There's a reason for this, and that will bring me on to the next slide, which is a couple of recent surveys that I've done on LinkedIn. I'll read them out. I know you can see them, but is late payment of sales invoices very common, quite common, an occasional problem, or no problem at all? The top answer there on 55% was very common. But if you look at it a little bit deeper, it's only 7% that have actually responded that it's no problem at all. So 93% of those who responded to the survey did believe that it was a problem of some magnitude. Excuse me. The other survey that I conducted was to dig a little bit deeper and ask the question, what is the biggest cause of poor cash flow? The top answer, which didn't come as any great surprise to me, was slow payers, followed fairly closely by poor budgeting, and then poor sales and uncontrolled overheads were more or less a joint third on that. How much does poor cash flow cost your business? Well, you as the business owner would have some idea on that. Um, you can tell on through day-to-day activities how much of an impact it has on your decision making, whether or not you feel confident in going after certain deals, how much it affects your marketing budget, for example, what kind of rates you can or what kind of terms you can get, if any, on from your suppliers for purchasing stock, etc. Could you increase production? Could you get better terms from suppliers? That's just repeating what I've just said, really. Could you increase sales with more competitive pricing and better marketing? More of the same, really, isn't it? What can you do to improve matters? Okay. Here are just a few suggestions, I guess. There are some things you could try. You could set up and run a credit control facility, offer early settlement discounts, withhold your services, introduce late payments. The only trouble with these, depending on the size of your operation, is have you got the time or the resources? Is there a bit of a danger that you might upset or lose some of your customers with employing some of these tactics? And how well will these measures actually work? And here's the final slide. We can help you to unlock cash from your debtor book. You have access to cash as soon as you can have access to cash as soon as an invoice is issued. No more sweating about when you will be paid. No need to chase your own invoices if you don't want to. You can ensure that you get paid even if an invoice is not settled. Do you want to know how we could help you get the most from your debtor book? And this would be the point at which I start asking a few questions. The trouble is, I'm having trouble seeing what I need to see here. So, if you bear with me 1 second. I am trying, and this is not the ideal way to do this, but I am trying to No, I am very sorry about this, folks, but the technical issues are winning the day here. I would very much welcome any questions that you may have, and I can only apologise for how this has panned out. However, if you do have any questions and you'd like to know how I can help you unlock some cash from your debtor book, and how flexible it is and how appropriate it is for your business, then please feel free to email me on alan.perigo@acumenfinance.co.uk or DM me on LinkedIn, and I will be only too happy to get back to you to continue a conversation. It only leaves me to say at this point, because I can't see any responses because of the technology or because of my lack of understanding of the technology in this instance, to thank those of you who've turned up to this event, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you.